Good morning to everyone. This is Dr. Polaiah, working as a professor in the Department of IT. I'm very happy to deliver my today lecture on color image compression. This is the lecture which I'm providing you online. That is simply as per our IARE instructions. We used to say ELRV video. So this video definitely you are all going to be learn some concepts which are belongs to our subject. The name of the subject is image processing. So under the image processing, we are concentrating here one of the topic that we called as a color image compression. Okay, so you can understand that how this we are going to be proceed for the sake of understanding each and every step of color image compression. So what does it mean, this color image compression, that we can understand here, especially when we consider data that is color image compression. So this color image compression, we consider as this image is nothing but a data. How data generally we are compressed while transforming from one mobile to other system, or one system to the other in the way of digital. So you all understand that that compression is one of the major role to understand in terms of data compression. So data compression means a central role in the storage and the transmission of color images. So what we say here, such a transmission of color images, so data means the red, green and blue components of the pixels in an RGB image. That means by the color information is conveyed. So we understand that the compression is the process of reducing or elimination of redundant information or relevant data. What do you mean redundant? Means unnecessary data. Unnecessary data is going to be eliminated. That is called the redundancy. In another way, we also call this repeated data. Repeated data is also called as redundant. So such a redundant information we are going to be eliminated, or irrelevant data also we are going to be eliminated. So that's what the image will be compressed. What is the use of this compression is two things. One is the storage capacity will be reduced, and meanwhile we are also concentrating that unnecessary data or repeated data of the pixel information in your image data will be eliminated, or irrelevant your image data also will be eliminated. So that is the most important point what we can understand is here. So coming to the point, such a image compression which we are going to be understanding here in terms of continuation, the principle of the object is here. You are concentrating on image compression is to minimize the number of bits required to represent an image, is called principal object. And also we say image data compression methods fall into two common categories. What are those two common categories are? Number one, information preserving compression. Number one is information preserving compression. Number two, lossy image compression. These are the two categories which we are using for compressing of the images, okay, or data compression. So what we want to understand from these two categories, those are: number one, especially for image archiving, the storage of legal or medical records, compress and decompress the image without losing any information is called information preserving compression. And whereas second one is lossy image compression. What is the meaning of lossy image compression? Means you are provided higher levels of data reduction and also the resultant in a less than perfect reproduction of the original data. So that also is here we are going to be concentrate. So the meaning of what we are going to be concentrate, the principal objectives of the two categories are: number one, without losing information; number two, perfect reproduction of the original data of the image we are going to be compressed. That is the two categories which we have to understand from our image compression principal objective. Okay, I hope you got this point. So let me to go with some other example which we are going to be use here. Such a example which we are going to be use here. Such a example image which we are going to be compress. Which we are going to be compress. So how we are going to be compress? Compression will happen. Okay, compression will be happen here. How it may be happen? Let you can say here we are taking the color image compression is original image in terms of RGB. The resultant of the compression and decompression of the image as shown in a figure. As shown in a figure A. So let us assume this is the figure A. This is the figure A. Okay. This is the figure A. Figure A, and this is the figure B. Understand? This is figure A and figure B. These two figures, you can understand that. Is there any variation one and two other? Nothing will be vary. Why? Because here we are applying two categories. Category number one, without losing. Category number one, without losing the information. We are a compression. Number two, we are going to be see the original, or we also say perfect compression. Perfect compression. That is called perfect information compression. So these two are the two important categories while you are compress the image. That is also very important here. Okay. So without losing information is one category, and second category is perfect information maintaining is second category. So by using this figure A is the original data of the image. This is original. This is original. This is original. Understand? Original data. This is what we call as a your resultant of the compression in the form of decompression of the image. That is, you got a perfect information of the compression. Perfect information of the compression. Okay. Perfect compression. So that is what we can understand while comparing from figure A to figure B. So these two figures, one to other, we may be confused. Which one is the original data of the image and which one is your compressed? Why? Because you are showing here with the help of two categories influences of the compression. So data compression or image compression. How you are comparing is by the following of these two categories. I hope you got my point. Next, coming to the simple block diagram. Let us you take simple block diagram. Okay, simple block diagram which we are going to be use your image compression. Image compression. Image compression. What is this simple block diagram will help us? So we are taking this block diagram majorly connecting with the one of the figure, that is wavelets and multi-resolution of the processing. Multi-resolution of the processing. What we want to understand here, you are supposed to be, while you are processing an image, consider as a data which we are going to be taking as input to your system and process by using one of the technique is called wavelet transformation. and second one we called as estimate threshold, and third one we are applying the soft or hard thresholding, and fourth one we are applying the inverse wavelet transform, and for the last but not least is important that we call as denoised image, original image. So what we want to understand from one to other, this cycle is flowing like this. In the sense, you are taking the image data which you are concentrating here, image data will going to be help us to process your input noise image to the your processing of compression. What do you want to understand from this block diagram? Means this is the block diagram which consider as a functional block diagram. Each block can be concentrated on in terms of functions. For example, wavelet transformation, it is a block which concentrating towards to emprise, towards to concentrate, towards to deliver, towards to give one functioning of the output. And similarly, estimate threshold, which also concentrating on the functional objective value of the process. So we can consider each and every block is a functional block, is a functional function in aspect of your input of the data, which is maybe considered as a image data is sending across the each and every function of the block. So now we are going to see the how the image which you are going to be taking here. One more example is here. Let you take one image. One image before and after the image as a color image compression. Okay, so this color image compression which we are going to be consider is here. We are going to be taking in terms of what we call as in terms of the original image and your decomposed or decompression image is nothing but you are going to be compare one with the other. So you are taking one of the standard image. In this image, various parameters of the values we are going to be considered, including noise parameter. So how we are removing the noise and how we are removing the redundant information and how we are going to be removing in terms of irrelevant of data, and you are going to be produce your required compressed image is we are understanding from this slide. What we are understanding is before and after image in terms of color image compression. So once we are compressed the image, you are going to be understand if suppose this is a noise image, how we are going to be compress that, how we are removing the noise. We are taking one of the slide which is here, consider continuation, which is here consider as a continuation of the your consider of image in terms of noise. So image noise is random variation of brightness or color information in images and is usually an aspect of electronic noise. So it can be produced by image sensor and circuitry of a circuitry of a scanner or digital camera. So that means image noise can also originate in film grain and in the unavoidable short noise of an ideal photon detector. So what we want to understand from here, you are going to be understand so such a image noise is concentrating in terms of random variation of brightness or color information in images. So and is usually an aspect of electronic noise. Electronic noise means you are preparing that the complete functional block diagram in terms of functions, in terms of elements of the functions. That elements of the function in the sense being an budding engineer or a technocraft, we are going to be understand how we are preparing such a circuitry process. Such a circuitry process means your functional elements will be taking an input of the data and processes and gives to your requirement. That means you are processing step by step, while that previous block diagram, how the one block of output is connected to the other block of input. So such a process which we are considering is here in terms of requirement of the your compression. So while you are processing that, we may be concentrating 100%, is there while processing any noise. If it is there noise, due to what effect this noise is affected? So this noise is basically affected from the circuitry components, circuitry elements. What is the circuitry elements? So what are the functional block diagram you have? In the functional block diagram we have is nothing but each and every functional of the element is considered one of the electronic component. So that electronic component which we are connected, each and every process we are concentrating here is in terms of your achievement. So that means your processing is here sensing process. What do you mean sensing? Collection of information. Once collected and it processed in terms of scanner way, and that through sensor and scanner we can understand each and every one as inputs to the your functional block diagram process. There some noise will be happen across the circuitry process. That noise we are going to be concentrating towards to remove. How we are going to be remove in the sense that we call as unavoidable short noise, okay, of an ideal potent detector will be going to be concentrate. And then we are going to be remove that noise. We are going to be remove that noise. Noise will be removed. Noise will be removed. How we are going to be removed? In this sense, we are concentrating here in the process of your achievement of without noiseless, that is without any irrelevant data, without any redundant data we are achieving. That we continue to understand here that what we call which we are considering such a color image compression in continuation of in terms of the preparing of your functional block diagram. Each and everyone will work in terms of characteristics in each color channel possible for color channels to be affected differently by noise, different noise level caused by different in relevant strength of illumination available to each of the color channels. So for example, use of your red filter, CCD camera. So what is your CCD camera is considered as a sensor or noise-free. At lower level of illumination, red component tended to be noisier than two components in following slides. So which we are going to be getting that knowledge from the following slides. It is in terms of noise in the color image and how noise carries over when converting the color model. What are the color models? You know the color model number one. Color model number one, RGB color model, which we are going to be used to convert into second model is CMY color model. So this color model will help us towards to concentrating on whatever we want to understanding the same characteristics in each and every color channel are possible for color channels to be affected differently by noise, different noise level caused by differences in the relevant strength of illumination available to each of the color channels. So what do you mean channel is here? What does it mean the channel is here? Channel is nothing but your functional block process. So that each functional block process considered as a channel. There we are consider the channel process of input is your sensor image data. What is your sensor data is here? Your CCD camera, your CCD sensor. Camera is nothing but your sensor. Both are same. So from there you are processing and you are going to achieve. How you are achieve? Your processing is keeping in terms of model. Which model? Color model. What are the color models which we are discussing in earlier classes? That are RGB color model, CMY color model. How are we converting RGB color model into CMY model? Based on our assumptions in terms of objective which we are achieve, in terms of objective which we are concentrating, in terms of principal objective. That is from the previous slide, where we concentrating 100% of your requirement of image compression, image, without losing any information. So we are in understanding of continuation of such a information is here. You going to be have that the hue and the saturation components are degraded due to the nonlinearity of the cos and min operations. So what we are going to be concentrating here is intensity image is the average of RGB images which are help us to implement your implementation of your image compression. So that we are going to be achieve is here. So for example, let you take other type of examples are here. Okay, examples are here. Number one, let us take the first one is A bit, that is A. Next we are going to consider B. Next C. Next D. What we are understanding one and other is here. A is the RGB image with green plane corrupted by salt and pepper noise. B is hues component HSI image. HSI is here, is the color model, one of the color model. And saturation, that is C is the here saturation component, that is keeping on the concentrated. And D is your intensity component. So compared to one to other, your principal objective is achieving is here. While you are compressing your image data, you are going to be achieve that 100% your requirement achievement. So let you are going to be understand from other images also is here. Let us take image which you are going to be understanding here is understanding in terms of red, green, blue component images corrupted by adaptive Gaussian noise. Previous one is a noise of the image. Now we are change the noise, which is Gaussian noise based variation of the result. So with this, I am very much happy to concluding our today ELRV video. That is ELRV video is completely concentrated on a topic that is color image compression topic. Okay, so color image compression, how we are going to be compressed. Of course, you all can understand that how to easily to compress. But here, while you are compressing, you are going to be achieve two principal objectives under the two categories. Number one is without losing any information. Number two is perfect information of the original data we are compressed and it will be stored. So with this conclusion and summary, I am going to be refer some of the list of references are here which we are going to be understand 1 and 2 as prescribed textbooks for as per our syllabus. So I am suggesting you all can refer these two also for further your implementation. I am very thankful for your concentration listen, and thank you so much. And we can continue these concepts in the coming class also for further implementation. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.